lady today on the radio has triggered my memories. And she was saying that if you can, and I would ask you, since we are here, all 6 or 9 of us, right? Please, guys, take a moment, focus for a second. You may wish to close your eyes if you wish so, right? And understand and let it sink that somewhere, for some of us we say Akashic records, for some of us I would say in our quantum field, but for all of us truly it's within our cellular memory, within our field. There is this record, guys, of every moment when you counted every penny in your life, when you were in situations and circumstances where you needed to count money to understand if you can afford food, for example, or if you had to make choices what to buy to your children or loved ones before you decided what you can have for yourself. I know that many of you will be living in societies of plenty. UK may be considered that, or where was considered that. I don't know where all of you are based. But guys, those records exist of every moment of your suffering in your life. Every situation where you were also belittled, forced to think and believe that you are not worthy, that you don't deserve to be paid more, that you don't deserve to be paid for your service, for the service that you do to humanity, that you incarnated to carry out. All these moments, all these thoughts are recorded, guys. And I am told and called to tell you that your balance of the payout is huge and you deserve that payout, and it's coming your way. For all that you suffered, experienced every time you were refusing yourself, but also every time you did something beautiful when no one could see that, guys. It's all recorded and not forgotten, and I need you to hear it, that it's coming back to you, my love. It's coming back. And we need to continue working. We need to continue working on understanding that we are always safe, regardless of our circumstances, the external circumstances. We are always safe and provided, and our strength is in understanding that God provides for all of us. It does not matter what religion we are, what system of beliefs we have, because God is part of us. And people say, and I also say, that we are creators of our reality. Well, I will share something else with you. I had stability in my work for a very long time after periods of not having safety and security. And recently, something happened in my work that threatened that stability. Not that I'm losing my job or anything of that nature, but something happened that in a hindsight, when my beautiful higher self looked at the situation, I immediately acknowledged that a year ago, that situation would have sent me into the panic and the thought of, what if I just lose my job now? What if there is no more paycheck coming through, right? And this time, a year after, I'm just saying to God, God, here I am. This is me, this is you. I just go with the flow. I just surrender my circumstances, my life, my mission to you, which means that if you know what I don't know, I trust you, because perhaps what's happening is not aligning with my soul. Are transitions easy for us, guys? They are not. Are the moments that threaten our security easy for us? They are not. Are the piling bills, a cost of living, I don't know, heating and gas, electricity, right? Are they getting lesser? No, the petrol scooted through the roof, for example. But do you know, my love, in the chaos of everything that's happening, we still need to remember that we are the magnificent beings of creation as well. And when we do not allow ourselves to fall into the sense of insecurity and unsafety, nothing can truly affect what is happening in our reality. I know that sounds so philosophical and theoretical, but that is. When you are tested by your external circumstances, some will say matrix, I will say no, these are the circumstances that are calling you to stand in your inner Christos, being completely aware in surrender and understanding that whatever is happening, you are always looked after and provided for. It's not that you are going to be abandoned. The thoughts that are coming to your mind that may create the fear are part of the old mind control setup and program. So when you understand that the circumstances, the triggers are happening and giving you opportunity to check in with yourself, that's what you do, my love. And you don't allow the external circumstances to push you back into your mind control program. You are always provided for, you are always safe, and safety, security, wealth, abundance is our natural original blueprint. We cannot forget. So when things happen, just remember, my love, that it's a trigger that is calling for you to just pause and observe with compassion. Understand why it's coming now. Again, it's coming now because you are ready to step up. Your soul is ready to evolve. You are ready to take another step and test yourself as well. It's not God trying to test you. It's your soul trying to help you to evolve. Test yourself, my love, to understand that you are in control. You are truly powerful, and the external circumstances do not dictate who you are, because that never changes. A beautiful being of light, an angelic human being, God, one with everything that there is. I mean, how more powerful can one be when one has understanding that is who we are, right? This is me sharing with you. Hello, my darling Keely, and hello, John. So nice to see you. Long time not seen. And also, I wasn't here for a very long time. And you know, my loves, people, there is another thing that's coming through. Thank you, God. You're just reminding me. I always get this beautiful nudges when I try to go into tangent myself. It's like, no, go back, go back, go back. Where am I going back? Divine union. Remember, my loves, that for the longest we were in patriarchal system. And that system was imposing certain models of behavior and hierarchy as well. And then, with this beautiful Holy Father coming finally and correcting certain type of patterns on planet Earth, to say that, without going into detail actually, we now have something that has changed. The divine feminine is being elevated, has been elevated for a long time, but we have a proper understanding what divine masculine is as well. And you see, in the older system, so when we have difficulties with our security, safety, financial abundance, especially if you're male, right, in this old system, it could potentially be another way of controlling us and mind controlling and pushing us into the certain box and place where we will not be pursuing our divine union, for example, in the 3D reality, because we're afraid that the divine counterpart will be expecting amazing provider, someone who, has stash of money in the bank, and that's what's going to be. But thankfully, my loves, those of us who are awake and conscious and elevated souls have the understanding that when people come, especially twin flames, to divine union together, they create magic together, and abundance and wealth is just something that's existing within their field, which is activated almost immediately. Hi, my love. Hi, my healing soul love. I haven't seen you for so long. I feel like I haven't been doing lives forever. For those of you who are curious, there is so much that I'm going to share with you about my pilgrimage to Egypt, because so much has happened. And do you know, my loves, I turned 50 in January, and I invested in myself. I actually cut a deal with God, and I promised God that I will go with the flow this year, and that I will honor myself and take care of my happiness. So my birthday celebrations, even though plans changed, they were designed to bring that to my soul, and they did. My trip to Egypt was designed to bring my soul happiness, and I was actually on a mission when I went there. Mission accomplished. I think Tom Cruise would be proud of me, because that was mission accomplished. Tick, 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 and tick, and tick. And in all fairness, I must share with you that I will be returning to Egypt, and I will be guiding a pilgrimage myself with a friend, and I will share details when I'm ready to. And it's going to be epic, because the intention is, and I already received that from God, so I don't question anymore. I'm not questioning who, I'm not questioning quite when, although I know. I'm no longer questioning how many of you or whoever is going to turn up there will be, because those who will come, that will be for you guys a trip of lifetime too. Lifetime, like it was for me. You know by now that when God gives me inspiration, activates modalities like healing modality that I brought back and actually received activation for in dream very recently, a further little puzzle unfolded for me. I don't shout about this. I just offer you a life and a healing. And for some of them, the specific ones designed for Divine Feminine, those who are on Heros Gamos Union, they are specifically designed for you. I will be putting out something online soon. I'm just working on my website right now, again guided by God, because I'm told to, so I can run certain type of masterclasses and circles. Finally, all that is going to happen, and you know, my friend asked me, how will you find time for all of this? And I said, I don't need to find time. The time will find me. That's just one thing, that I don't need to find time. The time will find me. And on that note, do you know, my loves, that we actually have amazing ability to extend our time? That we can actually ask God to allow us extended time to sleep. I know it sounds like crazy thought that, but actually we have that power too. Just like we have a power to influence the weather, for example. Yes, but this is what's going to be. This is plan that's coming up. And I would love you to keep your eyes peeled and ears open. David, thank you so much. I don't know what you're talking about. I do not necessarily presume you're talking about me. But I must say that this live today connected very beautiful high frequency beings. And I want to fully acknowledge you, David, Sarah, my beautiful Nicole, and my beautiful healing soul lab sister. And don't go anywhere, my love. I'm getting you. I'm getting to you. Braveheart. What a beautiful name. That actually brings me very beautifully to not Kevin Costner, to Mel Gibson, right? Oh,
Come on, let's have a battle.
hello, darling. I'm so sorry, my darling. I don't invite anybody to live, so will you allow me to disconnect with politeness? Thank you. I just pressed something. Thank you, Charlie. I'm sorry, my love, but thank you so much for popping up on the screen. No idea how it happened. Again, was meant to happen. Um, so there's people whom I should invite. I think I just pressed something, Charlie. I'm sorry, my love. You will learn that this lady, not very technical. I used to make a joke, my fat fingers, but I no longer make that joke. I think it's not appropriate. Luminous Pathways, my sister. I was searching for you to acknowledge you. And Dusha Maya, hello, my love. How are you? Lana Fury, hello. There's so many beautiful souls here, but yes, there's so many of you connecting today, and I want to share with you that sometimes through intention today, God is bringing those people that needed to specifically see something as well, not just hear but also see. Discussing divine union and how wealth is an inherent quality. I don't know, I've got AI summary, guys. Seriously, the technology is just really doing something for me to those days. But I'm happy to do Gel Whipson. Mel Gibson, I love you. John, you make me laugh. I love that so much. I don't know, I was conversing about Kevin Costner today, and then Mel Gibson, and then Braveheart, and then remember the movie Dancing with the Wolves? Was that Dancing with the Wolves, right? I went to watch this movie in cinema, and I must say that it's probably one of my favorite movies, although very long. In this year, this movie Resurrection is coming out. I will be watching it. God damn it, we missed you. I missed you too. No sausages conversation. Some people may object. But yes, my loves, I am 2 weeks past my Egypt retreat and I still cough. I had a cough and cold last week of my stay there, and I know that there was reason for it. It's just what's happening with my body. And the continuation of Passion of Christ, that movie, I really physically felt a lot and pain. Okay, my loves, so Luminous Pathways. I love this so much. I just love your little oh, you give me so much joy. I will be getting the sun this summer. 1000, not decided where, but it's happening. You will be getting the sun. Save your holiday for March next year. David. Let your girl take you to, and I say royal, your girl, right? Your friend. Let your girl take you to Egypt. And let me feed you some good meat. Seriously, I will just digress for a second to the poverty and mind control. So, and the sexy lady. Hello, darling. It's so nice to see you, my love. You know, the reason, this is one of the things you will learn if you watch me, my loves. I am going off and then I am truly like pushed back to the subject because I haven't finished what I was supposed to say. And also, there is a reason why I need to share something with you watching now. So you already know I'm Polish, right? No secret. You already know, you can hear probably the accent. You already know that I'm very vocal about mind control and poverty consciousness, and part of it is truly connected to my own upbringing and background. You see, Egypt is a country which some people will say third world country. It's not how I perceive this country at all. And I promise you, I will post the most ridiculous live on YouTube, where you will see me with my hair in rollers. I wish I had one to show you. Feel free to laugh. Feel free to go on your knees and just say, oh my God, Mrs. Galactic High Priestess just lost her head. I mean, who would do it, right? I really don't care. Actually, this is exactly what I said when I went and did that live in Egypt. That was, I think, one longer live that I did on TikTok, where I went on, again, guided by God, to talk about perceptions that people have with regards to Egypt as such, as a place and as interaction with people. That's true, that when you go there you can see that many of us are living perhaps more privileged life than that the people of Egypt, majority of them, live. And it's hard to argue with this, because you can watch the movies, you can see and read about economy, you can observe all that, right? Bear with me, my loves. Another test for me to pass. I did. That's okay. But you see, my loves, when I look at these people, I see myself. I see myself 30 years ago, 30, maybe 20 years ago, when I first came to Scotland. I was told, and I met at the time the partner that is my ex-partner now. People used to say, she's with you for her passport, for your passport. But you know, my loves, 20 years almost in UK, actually it will be soon 20 years, I have not applied for British citizenship. I never was looking for the passport. I was never needing to become British citizen to feel part of this culture and to call Scotland my home, my second home. I was never doing it. But people who looked at me, they didn't know I was a lawyer. They only looked at me and fairly assumed that she must be intelligent because she's dressing well. And that was the perception that I received when I first came. And nobody knew that the partner of mine was probably poorer than me because I left my job in Warsaw, where I made twice as much money as I came to work here in Scotland for. And that's just the fact. I've done it for a reason, it's my personal reason. And yes, when I came here, for many, many years, I was working. I started training myself in my legal profession, and for 6 years I worked for below minimum wage. And it was difficult because I had a child as well, and I wasn't able to see him very often because he wasn't living with me. So when you think about looking at people in Egypt, when you look at cultures of people that you are so, you will not, because you here will not, but people are very quick to judge because of the circumstances that certain people find themselves. But why do we forget, my loves, that I decided to incarnate in Poland? That was part of my soul's agreement and mission. These people decided to incarnate in Egypt just as much as you decided to incarnate in your family and in your circumstances. We all made those decisions, and they are not made by coincidence and chance. One thing for sure, it's a common denominator. We are all absolutely stripped of our remembrance when we incarnate. So we forget our soul's mission, and we forget very often and become conditioned and mind control to believe that the circumstances we are born with are the circumstances that should dictate how far and where we can go in life. And only, my love, when you understand truly, thank you God, who you are able to step out with any box and any frame that anybody wants to put you in, because they are unawakened and unconscious. But we are, aren't we? So we don't look at people through prism of their religion, through prism of their nationality, through prism of what they have in terms of materialistic possessions, because this is not what determines who we are. Is this relevant? And I was, like every time I challenge God and I challenge myself, but we live in a 3D reality, right? We need to eat to nourish our body. We need to drink. And someone said that to me quite rightly. Beautiful Hamada Mo, my beautiful guide from the trip in Egypt. Nicole, you will remember, but you were not present. No, actually, maybe you were present when he said that to me. When you need food, you go and pay for it. When you need water, you go and pay for it. But when it comes to love, you don't pay for love. That's something that you cannot buy. And that is the truth. This is the core essence of who we are. In our core essence, in the essence of our soul, we are love, right? Everything else in the 3D reality is based on a system of exchange. So you need to pay for food, you need to pay for the roof over your head, you need to pay for the petrol to commute, all that jazz, tickets to take a bus, for example, right? So what that means for us, for people like me, like you, who are spiritual workers, there is no shame, my love, in the fact that we are charging for our services as well. We have a service as a soul. We are in service to humanity. Firstly, to our soul. The first and foremost service that we have is to us, ourselves, our soul, in order to evolve and come back to where we came from. Connect and ascend to finally become one with the God's field. That's our soul's evolution. And through the stillness meditation, many of us are able to experience that state of consciousness. And my loves, that's where our inspiration, true sight, is laying. That's where we need to be and go and connect when we're looking at other human beings. Because only then we can see that we are truly interconnected, all like a big puzzle. Like a big puzzle. One picture, all divinely connected, as part of God, as one. So, yes, you and I, we don't judge. You and I, we see these people through the lens of love, our core essence. That's who they are. And like with everything, we realize, and I did as well, that when you put out love, that's where you receive my love. Sometimes the circumstances, and my friend told me, there is this saying, right? The opportunity makes the thief. That's a saying, right? The circumstances may make people certain way. Do you know, my loves? I remember when I graduated from university back home in Poland. I remember when I started working for international company, and I had a boss who was so elegant, used to wear the best suits. Basically, Warsaw just became a little bit more international, so you would have nice designer brands and so on. He was able to buy and invest thousands of pounds into his dress, right? It was impressing me because somewhere deep in my soul, I have a sense of beauty. I appreciate beautiful things. I appreciate quality and beautiful things. But my love, at the time, I couldn't dream about spending so and so on a pair of shoes or so and so on a pair of shirts or something for my work, right? But I remember thinking how different our life was and how we grew up, and I was comparing myself at the time and having really very enlightening conversation with someone who was 40 years older than me and worked in Eastern Europe, and I've seen a lot of people like myself who were intelligent, nice, well-behaved, educated, spoke foreign languages, and just were conditioned to not achieve a lot because there weren't that many opportunities at the time. But you know, my love, the one thing that also I remember is that with that way of upbringing, there are people who will come and try to take advantage of you. They will, and I am speaking about Egyptian people as well. And it was a part of the conversation I had with my beautiful friend. I love you, darling. You know who you are. You know, about the fact that circumstances make people behave certain way. It's true, but also the flip coin of that is that there are people who will come and try to take advantage of these people because they have circumstances that are certain way. Do you know? Exactly. So our responsibility, even if we don't think about having actually the word responsibility, but it is responsibility as an evolved soul, is to talk about this and be mindful and remind through your own expression, guys, the way you carry yourself, the way you treat these people, the way you address them, the way you talk about them, the way you acknowledge them. And I say them, but you can talk about me. Please put me there in between those people, because I am one of them too. And because of my upbringing and where I came from, I am more even understanding that I will be always one of them, because it's part of who I am, I was, and I still am. You know why, guys? Because the memories of the experiences of struggle, poverty, inability to afford food for my child, for example, homelessness, and you know, you can say, how the heck a lawyer has been homeless? I was conditioned not to ask for help. I wasn't asking for help. And yeah, I was in all these circumstances, so I know that these circumstances can push people to take decisions that are not aligned always with their highest good. Have I made those decisions? I made mistakes. Did I put myself in dangerous situations? Yes, I did. I didn't sell my body, so because something just came that someone may think that. No, my loves, I wasn't selling my body. But there are ways that people will come and try to take advantage. It may be because they will want to take your time, energy. Thank you so much. So, thank you so much, my beautiful tea. Thank you, love. People will take advantage, and responsibility for us is to talk about reality and to understand that this is part of the matrix and the setup of how this world is operating in 3D, in our 3D, in our reality. And why is it still triggering me when I hear someone saying that? And I will just repeat this because it was so significant today, and this was the beat that made me come on live. The coupons, the accumulation of all our experiences that has shown us, and we remember them, we may release them from our body as trapped emotions and trauma. But we never forget those moments because they are so much emotionally charged. The moments where we struggled the most, the moments where we had been asked to compromise ourselves, the moments where circumstances were pushing us to do something that was completely not aligning with our higher good. But we've done them. And these were the circumstances designed to also put us in the situations because it was a part of the mechanism of control. Some of us may be privileged, guys, and be blessed and appreciate that and have a big gratitude dance if that's what you want to do. And thank God to say that if you had a beautiful childhood, amazing, guys, because some of us truly had. Be grateful for it and understand that there are people who don't and didn't. And yes, and it's just also to acknowledge that the hardest missions we take when we are already evolved souls and we know that we can manage and we can navigate and it will lead to our evolution and ascension. That's why we decide to take those impossible roles, impossible relationships, impossible circumstances. One, that is why. And second, very often we are put in those circumstances by the fallen angelics and those who hopefully soon will not control our reality anymore, because we are being constantly controlled in order to remain in our little box, in our little frame, and designed not to awaken. That's why there is systematic attack on our divinity, on our masculine, on our masculine. That's a subject that I want to talk about soon as well. How divine masculine is being attacked and how it's being awakening now as well. But I know that my life today and my conversation may sound like it's a little bit, here and there. But every time, you know me now, that every time when I step in to talk to you and I try to go in a tangent, God brings me back. And then something comes through and it's just the information that streams because it needs to be stressed. And there is a reason, because perhaps another person came just on this life that needed to hear that specific information. And do you know, my loves, when I now look at myself, I'm no rich. So if someone is thinking, oh, Mrs. Galactic High Priestess, she must be doing this and this. Do you know, my loves, poverty was something I was so ashamed of when I was growing up. I was so ashamed that I didn't have family members living in Germany so they could send me the best sneakers that my friends used to wear. Why I'm talking about this? Because at the time when you are growing up, when you have this understanding, you are being formed into the being that is conditioned to believe that this is your box and you cannot move from that box because that's your circumstance. That's why I'm talking about. And I was ashamed, that I couldn't, I wasn't the trendy kid. I was probably called the nerd because I was the one that read books. And truly, books that I don't think young kids read nowadays. But I was that kid. Not because I didn't have friends. It's because I was that deep. And my soul was guiding me to Dostoevsky and was Chekhov and things that when I look back, I'm actually grateful to my soul to guide me there, because at some point the only books I could read were legal books and science magazine. So I'm glad that I ticked off a list of, those novels that, and, truly what people should read in terms of literature. I ticked off a lot of those boxes. I'm joking about this, but I'm not joking really. Poverty was something I was ashamed of. And when I got married, my parents didn't give me a lot, they weren't able to. They supported my brother who was older. They didn't support me. So my sense of security was that big, that big. And the only way I was able in this 3D reality to move myself from the box that I've been boxed into was through my education. So my intellect that I had God given. No surprise, right? As Anuhazi. The wisdom keepers. No surprise, absolutely. But do you know, my loves, even through the times when I look back, actually, my life was so amazing, even though I was very poor. Still amazing. I made it amazing because I had a crazy imagination. So I was, and of course, you now know that I had visitors all the times. From the moment I remember, like a very young child, I was connecting to beings and spirits, so I was never alone. I was a rich child inside, but very, very poor outside. I know the feeling. I know when you can't afford things. And then I compensated when I grew up. I compensated because I started spending money. So if you would look in my cupboard here, I probably have 200 pairs of shoes. No joke, seriously. And if I had another sister here, I would be saying to her, pack your bags, fly in and take the suitcases with you if you have size 3 feet. Meaning Smurf, basically. So yes, I started compensating, but why I'm talking about this? I never have looked at anybody in my life through the prism of what they have, because I've been at the receiving end where you have little, and I have been in the situation where I was happy and had enough. And right now, Smurf, 5'2", and if I jump, I may jump to 5'4". You know that, darling, because we used to jump together. If the wind is blowing, I might just be like 5'4". But you need a strong freaking, wind. So that's that. And small feet too. Yeah. This is what happens on my lives. I mean, I don't know who's interested in my foot size, but you know that now. So if you want to buy me a pair of shoes, yes, I still accept gifts. I'm not shy, guys, to accept gifts. I learned how to receive because with the poverty consciousness, I'm being serious now. Another thing that was very significant when you have that kind of mind control program running as well, you are not able to receive. And I still have a little bit of thing going on that I would rather give than accept because it's easier for me. I haven't yet quite learned how to receive, but I am so much better in receiving, and I'm balancing it now with giving. Sometimes I ask for favors too. My friend has done me a favor. Thank you, T, for my readings. But I know the time is coming that the favor is going to be favored back. It's just how, nothing is lost in our beautiful life. We do something for someone and God will always find a way to compensate. And I truly believe that it's just natural law of cause and effect, but also, we're experiencing now accelerated or expedited karma as well. I don't know why I'm talking about this, it just came. So it has a meaning that our good deeds are coming to be acknowledged in a beautiful way for us as well. So please remember the message today: poverty, yes, and mind control, yes. How to not allow yourself to be boxed and not to allow for circumstances and the frame that other people want to keep us in and the system, not to allow ourselves to just be boxed in, but truly through the inner knowing and understanding who we are, within us, right? We are able to break that mold. We are able to break that mold because poverty, consciousness, it's a program. It's a program. It's something that we are absolutely able to change, right? And then the other thing from today's life, to remember that the circumstances other people are in are circumstances their souls chose to experience for their soul's evolution. And without saying that those of us who are privileged to be living in a society and with opportunities that allow us to make a lot of money and have a comfortable life, remember, my love, it's a blessing and also responsibility, because with that comes responsibility too. It doesn't mean that you have to give away everything, but it means that when you have full understanding about those that may be less fortunate, you are able to do service acts as well. So I'm doing them too. That's the giver side in me, but I suppose we all have that, don't we? So that's that. Is there anything else that I should share? I'm just asking God to tell me as I'm drinking my Coke. Connecting more. I am so blessed. Can I just acknowledge here? There is beautiful sister, the sacred rose alchemist, my beautiful sister Nicole. I love you. Thank you for being here, because we did the pilgrimage together. We grew and bonded together. My beautiful sister, Shamanic Dreaming, my beautiful sister T. Check her out and follow as well, along with my beautiful sister Secret Rose Alchemist as well. Please, guys, check their profiles. The pilgrimage to Egypt, and I'm being guided, so I will go back to that subject. The pilgrimage to Egypt is something that was life-changing for me. And I know that some of you have wondered why she went silent, why Galactic High Priestess went silent. There was a lot of remembrance and activations for all of us individually and collectively. A lot of soul's lessons as well to integrate and alchemize as well. I know, my love, and I feel the same. I love you too, and I'm so privileged to have been there with you and T as well. And other sisters as well. You know, my loves, sometimes God will take us to the places and journeys that we didn't even understand that we really needed to have experience of. And sometimes it may be in a place where, like for me, a lot of my childhood memories were triggered, my adolescence, the time when I was growing up, and a lot of soul reconnections with people, local people, soul recognitions and reconnections from past lives. So truly a lot of alchemy that had to be had, a lot of integration that had to be had and is still ongoing, and a lot of activations that when you watch the magical, Instagram posts, when you watch the magical Facebook posts, when you watch the magical, YouTube, TikTok, all the social media that are showing you the trips to Egypt, I want to make you aware of something, my loves. By now you know that I'm not in glitz and glamour. By now you know that I'm not maybe the wisest person when it comes to commercial stuff, because I do readings for free and I do sessions for clients for free. This is the side of me, it's the giver side, but it's also the side of me which is in service, and I talk to God about this. And when I'm called to come and do activation God will tell me that it's supposed to be free because it's my service. And the understanding is that I receive it for free to share with you for free. But I'm also guided to the understanding that as an evolved soul that is evolving and growing through experiences as well in the 3D world, I need to go and buy my bottle of water, and I need to buy my salad, and I need to buy my petrol. I need to make that money in order to function and be in service. And I'm being also guided to share that a lot of us will struggle with that element of reciprocation and exchange of energy, because we are evolved beings and we want to give from our expanded high heart complex. We want to give everything that we receive for free. It's a natural state of being. It's natural to want to just embrace everybody into your frequency, your field, and give what you have. It's absolutely natural. But I'm being shown the need to bring balance to the understanding that service doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be for free. So when I think about the experience of the trip in Egypt, for example, the first thing that I had was, how can I make sure that the retreat will be accessible to people? So we need to make it in a way that will allow people to participate, and also will allow the facilitators, which will be me with my friend, to receive remuneration for the service, the work that we will be physically putting down on the ground. And you know what, my love, like with everything, God will tell the number, and it will be a number that will be the number that will bring still all the souls that will be able to participate in order to receive what they require to receive, in order to receive from me, from my friend, from the land, and in order to deliver what we are all meant to deliver as a group. And now I'm looking back to my pilgrimage in Egypt. The sisterhood experience was out of this world. Not because it was the easiest experience, because it was an experience that was guaranteeing soul's evolution and ascension through triggers, understanding, remembrance, activation, discernment. There was so many elements in this pilgrimage that came to play for us, for me, and I'm sure for my sisters as well, to understand that it was not just a journey and a trip to see another temple, to smell, amazing food and taste amazing food, and to see artisan made, handcrafted products. It wasn't that. And to be in the sun. No. It was a trip of the lifetime for those souls that received a call in order to step in their evolution journey. And it wasn't always the easiest. Funny enough, for me, easy when it comes to my spiritual growth, but there are levels on which it's not easy at all. And for some of my sisters, maybe more difficult on a spiritual level, and maybe even on a physical level. Luminous pathway sister, you are one. You are one that will receive that call. Yeah. So I know, my darling Nicole, that you will be the one to laugh out loud, because I'm not sharing anything specific to anybody. I'm talking general, so nobody can have anything. I'm not disclosing any personal information, but truly, all of us individually received the call to come to this pilgrimage as a sister, as a group, and all of us has come out changed. All of us are changed forever. Some of us are going through integration, an activation. Yeah, you're being called to step it up, step it up, step it up, my love. Wait till March. No, actually, my love, don't wait. Don't wait. But see how God is guiding you, because March is the date. I was wondering where you were as well. Oh, do you know, my darling, you have to accept the call. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you. Do you know, my loves? Thank you for sending me the keys, Sarah. Thank you so much, my love. When we set the intention with my beautiful sister, when we set the intention, we know the intention already. We both already know the intention. And we know what caliber of souls are going to come to this on the journey with us. We know the caliber of the souls. So yes, I will be talking more about this. My beautiful darling sister will be talking more about this. It's going to happen, and I'm not putting anything specific yet, because God is guiding the project. It's God who is in charge. Yes, so I think, my loves, I'm going to wrap it up. It's only 10:35. It's going to be incredible. I know, my love. I know, my love. It's going to be transformational. I think it's a journey of the lifetime for me. It was, and I'm getting a little bit nostalgic about this, but yeah, it's a journey of the lifetimes for me. Lifetimes, because I went through lifetimes there. Many of them. And I'm sure that those beautiful souls who will hear the call will experience exactly the same, and more, each individually and collectively. So yes, follow my beautiful shamanic dreaming sister, please, my loves. Follow my beautiful sister, luminous pathways as well, and my beautiful sister, sacred rose alchemist as well. Me and my beautiful sacred rose alchemist sister Nicole, we are connected through the Mary Magdalene, through the rose, through the sacred rose, very strongly as well. And me and my beautiful sister, shamanic dreaming, we are just sisters, galactic sisters. We are just connected on so many levels. So follow my sisters, my loves, and I'm going to close this up. I don't want to extend it. I shared what I needed to share. I really wanted one specific soul to be here, and I want to send acknowledgement in my light language to that beautiful soul and to all of you, my loves, because I'm called to do it. God, my hair. God said, don't worry about your hair. It's impromptu life. Just don't worry. Just go for it, girl. So